and I'll be with you. And I said to God in my heart, I've never done gymnastics, I've never coached gymnastics, and I don't have any money. But if you want me to do it, I will. And so, just through a series of miracles, it opened and became very successful. But in about the year 2015, it kind of flatlined. Maybe 300 gymnasts, it was fine, I was making money, it was profitable, there was no debt, no problem. But I didn't feel like it was reaching its full potential. And I remember I was working out of the country for a NASA school called International Space University. And that was the time I said, God, show me any changes and adaptations, come correct me, teach me about how to fix this business. Let me tell you something, God's a great business partner. And you should have him involved in your business and everything you do in your life. And he began to show me where I needed to change. And I made the changes. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But I want to give you just 5 quick points, I won't keep you long, about how to adapt and change in your business. The number one thing that you need to do is you have to a lot of people, what happens is their business gets successful and they get lazy. And they quit watching over everything. And they quit being alert. They quit studying their employees. They quit studying their clients. They quit studying things, and they just kind of lay back in their chair and enjoy the income coming in. And that's dangerous. That's where things begin to fail and you don't even know it. It's like a blind spot hits you. But the first thing you have to do is you have to stay extremely alert. And what I check on every single day and I watch over it constantly is money. I look at my bank account. I look at the numbers of, what the accountants show me. I look at this. Do I look at it because I want to go buy a nice car? No. I look at it because it's an extremely good indicator if the business is failing or succeeding, or if I need to make some changes. It's a really quick indicator of what needs to be done. I remember when I was at Harvard, my professor in one of my classes, she kept saying to the class, "Why are you in business? Why are you in business?" And she would say, "You're in business to make money." And I would cringe, like, make money? That's kind of like, I'm ashamed of thinking like this. And so one day she called on me. She said, "Allyson, why are you in business?" And I raised my hand and I said, "I'm in business because I want to change lives." She said, "No, that is not, no." She said, "No, that's not a business. That's a charitable organization. You're in business to make money. Now say it out loud." I said, "I'm in business to make money." And I felt like so ashamed just to say that. But you have to actually give yourself permission to make money. Because it feels like, my religion, different people, you feel embarrassed to say, "I'm in business to make money." But when I began to realize I'm in business to make money, she said to me, "Now you'll have plenty of money to go do all the charitable things around the world you want to do." And she was absolutely right. So I do watch over the money. The second thing I watch over, so important, is my employees. Victory Gymnastics employs about 40 employees. And what I do is I go into the business every day. I work there myself, but I go in a t-shirt and just running pants. And why do I do this? I don't stroll in like the boss in the fancy dress. I could, but the reason I do that is because I want to see the business as it is. If they know the boss is coming and she's coming in a dress and she's all like this, then they're going to change everything, right, to look good for that moment and then go back to their old ways. But I want to, walk among them and see how they're doing. And I want to see if an employee's stressed on her face or if another one's unhappy or what's going on. Because if you take care of your employees, your business will flourish. And you can't just look after what their professional skills are and the professional work they're doing, but you have to also look at their personal lives. Because if they're struggling in their marriage or struggling with a wayward child or in their health or they're emotionally stressed about something, it's going to spill over into their work at Victory. So I always take the time, even while I'm here in Pakistan, I'm talking on the phone with them all the time, how you do, and I talk to them on a personal level. I take them to coffee when I'm in the U.S., I take them to dinner, I go do things with them, because happy employees will jump off a cliff for you, and they're very loyal. And another thing is, if you treat them right, you won't lose them. And you won't have a lot of turnover in your staff, which is really critical for a strong, solid business. The third thing I do is I listen to my customers. I mean, it's the customers, right, that have the wallets and the purses. They're the ones that are feeding your bank account and keeping that business alive. So you have to listen to your customers. I have 2 customers. I have customers this big that do flips and turns and on the balance beam and the bars and the vault. And then I have their parents. So if I have 550 gymnasts, that means I have 1,100 parents I have to make happy, right? But you have to listen to them. You have to watch the faces of the little ones. Are they eager to come? Are they nervous to come? Are we being too hard on them? Are we being nice to them? Are the parents happy? And parents and clients and customers, they vote with their purses, their pocketbooks. So very important to listen to your clients and to make changes. I don't like it when they want to come to me and talk with me and tell me something I'm doing wrong. Nobody likes that. But actually, they're your best friend at that moment, because they're telling you how to make a course correction to improve your business. And I always listen to them. I don't like it, but they're right. And then this is the thing that really changed Victory Gymnastics. So if the business was open in 2000, society was a whole lot different then. There were a lot of stay-at-home mothers. Dads were working. Moms had a lot more time. They were just cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and they had time to bring the kids to gymnastics. And at that time, the gymnastics business, my kids were training maybe an hour before school, early in the morning, and then 4 hours at night. And they were training 6 days a week. And I began to notice that society was changing. Our economy got tough, and moms began to go back to work. Moms became tired. Moms didn't want to deal with stress of their children. So I changed my entire business plan in 2016, and I decided my gymnastics program would be geared around one thing: not winning gold medals, but making happy kids. Happy gymnasts, talking to them every day for 10 minutes while they're training 3 or 4 hours, and tell them they're amazing, they're going to be senators, they're going to be scientists, they're going to be leaders of nations, they're going to be surgeons, they can do great things with their life. And my goal was every time that child got in the car to go home, that they had a big smile on their face. And my business went from here to here in just a couple of years, because I completely changed my strategy based on what was happening in America. And mothers just didn't have time. They didn't want to bring their kids 5 days a week, so they come twice a week now. Everybody's happy. Kids have a smile on their face, and my bank account is extremely full. Why do I like my bank account full? Because now I get to do amazing things all over the world. I get to go into the Amazon jungle and take Elon Musk's Starlink to the indigenous tribes. I get to buy it for them and take it and travel there. I get to open schools in underserved countries, one that's very near to you, for girls. I get to go into Africa and build houses for women as well. I get to give microloans to my own employees so they can start their own businesses while they're still working at Victory. I get to do so many things because the bank account is full. And money is a tool. We shy away from it. I only see it as a tool. It's really God's to do with as He wishes, not for me just to build a bigger house or have a nicer car. And the last thing I really think that you have to focus on if you want to adapt and change is you have to, and succeed is you have to, fifth thing is you. You have to focus on you. If you're not happy, if you're not prosperous in your heart and your mind and your body, your business will directly reflect that. So for the last 40 years, I have the same routine every morning. I take care of myself. I get plenty of sleep, and I wake up, and the first thing I do is I pray. Second thing I do is I drink vitamin drink. Third thing I do is I go for a 3 to 5 kilometer run every day. I don't care if it's raining or snowing or I'm in Pakistan or Africa or Japan or South America, Amazon jungle, I go for the run. And then I am whole at that point. I make the list of what I need to do, and I just do it. And I always take care of me, because if I don't take care of me, none of this other stuff will work. So take care of you, because God made you amazing. And if you take care of yourself, you'll be amazed at how everything works in the rest of your life, in other parts of your life. The last thing I want to tell you is there was a great author in America. His name was Mark Twain. And Mark Twain had an amazing quote that kind of hit me between the eyes several years ago. And he said, "The 2 most important days of your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why." And when you can combine your why, your purpose in life, with a business idea, you will never work another day in your life. Every time I go to work every day, it's fun. I love it. Yes, there's work. Yes, we have obstacles and challenges and problems to solve, but I found out why I'm here. And if you can hit that sweet spot in your life, and you can do the purpose of why God made you and why He put you on this earth, everything changes. But I want to thank you again for having me here. I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy your journey. I want you to remember who you are, Pakistan. Thank you. Don't forget. And Thank you for always being so welcoming to me, and God bless all of you, and God bless the great country of Pakistan.